Hey, Cub fans! Welcome back to Randy Talks Cubs. Thanks for joining us. The story I'm about to tell you is true. It really did happen. And before I do it, I just want to kind of let you guys in on this a little bit. Um, I was looking at my notes and I thought, I've never really shown you guys how I do this. So I want to show it to you. I do two note pages during the game, one offense and one defense. And the reason I decided to show this to you today is because of what happened uh, to us on the mound today. We gave up 17 runs, and I just looked at it and I thought it was entertaining, so I'm going to show it to you. So this is the note sheet. The way I do it when I watch a game, I take notes for myself and keep track of everything. So here's what the page looks like for the pitching today. That's how that looks, and I'll go ahead and show you how I do it with the offense. And I don't keep score the regular way. I do it my way so that when I take notes, I know what it is. So that's how I do it. So that's how I take all the notes through the game, and then when the game's over, I just sometimes I make notes of things I want to talk about and all of that. But this is pretty much the details of the game. But it was just such a full pitching sheet. I'd never seen one like that, and I was always all the way down at the bottom line. So I'm trying to make some fun out of what we just went through, getting beat 17-0 in Fenway, and we were never in it. And I knew we weren't. It never felt. Not one time early did I feel like today was our day, and it sure wasn't. So. Good news is, and I'll find the good news in it, is you can lose 17-0, but it only counts for one loss. And that's the good news. We won game one, so we've got the rubber match tomorrow night, and we've got Jordan Wicks going. So I mean, you turn the page. We were due. We had won four in a row, and we got down, and one thing led to the next, and we've gotten the quicksand, and we just fell in it. So 17-0 is a final. We dropped to 17-10. But I'll go through it anyway, let you guys know what happened. We had 5 hits total. We walked twice, struck out 7 times. We didn't score. Lineup was pretty much what you would think. Nico at second, Talk in right, Happer in left field, Morel at third base, Bush at first, Dansby at shortstop, Mervis DH'd, Gomes behind the plate, and PCA in center field again. Nico went 0 for 4. Talk went 0 for 3. He reached on got hit by a pitch in the first. Happer went 0 for 3. Morel went 1 for 3. Had a single in the first. Bush went 1 for 4. He got a single there in the ninth inning. Dansby went 0 for 3. Mervis 0 for 3. Gomes got consecutive singles in the second and the fourth. He went 2 for 4. PCA went 1 for 3, but he had some good at bats. Well, I'll talk about PCA's at bats. In the second inning, he doubles off the monster going the opposite way. He did it really good. Then in the fourth inning, he struck out swinging, but it was a lefty, and it was a really good at bat. And he battled that guy pretty good. So I just made a note. That was a good quality AB for PCA. So 1 for 3 with a really nice line drive double off the monster and a good at bat in the fourth. Offensively, other than that, there wasn't really much to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into the pitching. We started with Ben Brown, and we were, everybody was all excited about Ben Brown. Ben came in with a 3.72 ERA over 19 and a third innings. He'd given up 14 hits, struck out 18, and just walked 6. He had a whip of 1.03 and an average against it 206. And Ben wasn't on today by any stretch, but at the same time, he battled. And let me give you his line for today. He goes 3 2/3, but he gives up 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody, gave up 3 runs. ERA ballooned up to 4.30. So we gave up base hits to the leadoff man in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and it was the sixth inning before we finally shut that down. So Ben got in trouble every inning. So he gave up 2 runs on 2 hits in the first inning through 21 pitches. It was O'Neill hit a 2-run shot. He's a beefy guy. O'Neill, 2-run homer. Ben had him 3-0, and O'Neill was guessing heater, and he got one 96-mile-an-hour fastball sort of right down the chute. He just turned on it, demolished it. Second inning, gets out of it with no runs, gives up 2 hits, 17 pitches, 12 were strikes. Gives up another hit in the third to Devers to lead off, then gets O'Neill again. I thought it was neat. And O'Neill's second at bat after hitting that monster home run on a 3-0 fastball. He gives him 3 consecutive curveballs to strike him out in 3 pitches. I thought that was kind of a good mind game for Ben. Struck out Abreu and got Wong to ground out to Dansby to get out of it. Third inning. Fourth inning, gives up another run and 2 hits. He gets the 2 outs, and they bring Luke in. So Luke comes in the fourth with 2 outs, runners on second and third, and he walks Duran and then gets Devers on a 3-pitch strikeout. So at that point in the fourth inning, Luke comes in. We're down 3-0, and we're still kind of there. He struck out Devers on 3 pitches, just blew him away. Then in the fifth inning, it goes south. Luke had another blow-up, very similar, if not worse, to the blow-up that he had the last time before he got sent down. And I'm beginning to think we're not going to be able to trust Luke. Here's how it went for Luke in the fifth. O'Neill starts him off with a double. Abreu up, wild pitch. Then Abreu hits a ball to the right side, really, and no cover. But Bush really ranged over. It was Nico was there, and that play really got Luke in some big trouble. Luke didn't cover. Ball was hit to the right side. He didn't cover it, but Bush went way too far. Nico was standing right behind Bush, so Bush is having trouble with managing the distance, and we understand that. We know he's new, but at this point, Bush has trouble catching some balls. They seem to want to rattle out his glove a little bit, and he's having trouble understanding where Nico is and how far he needs to go. I mean, he was really way out of position in my mind. Nico was standing there behind him, just standing there wondering what's up. So in Little's defense, can't defend it. He should have gone, right? He's got to go, but he didn't. He saw where it was hit, and it was Nico's ball. So that sort of got us. That was sort of the floodgates open. Then Wong hit by a pitch. Yoshida grounds out to Morrell. Ref Snyder's up, second and third infield in. He gets hit by a pitch. Dahlbeck up with the bases loaded, infield in. He singles. And another, it's not kind of a mistake, but Luke Little, comebacker, hit to him by Dahlbeck, just to his right. If he leaves it alone, Dansby's right behind him. We get out of it. They're going to turn 2. Luke hits it with his glove, deflects it, and no outs, run scored. So it was just kind of that. It's like what could go wrong sort of did. Some plays that were mental mistakes. So that's what Luke ended up doing. So Luke Little's line today, 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, hit 2 guys, walked 1, had a wild pitch, struck out 1, gave up 5 runs. So not a good 2/3 of an inning for Luke. So with they pulled Luke, brought in Colton Brewer. So Brewer comes in the 5th, and he faces Rafaela. Rafael promptly empties the bases that Colton inherited, bases loaded. Rafaela hits a 3-run double. He gets Duran, 3 unassisted, run scores, and then Devers out on a ground ball to Nico. So Colton came in and gave up the double that cleared the bases, and We ended up giving up 6 runs in the 5th. This is ugly. And at that point, game was over. We were not going to hit. Our bats didn't even show up today. We never got anything going offensively. So at that point, it was over. But there's still a long way to go. 6th inning, we gave up 2 more runs. O'Neill popped out to Bush. Abreu flew out to Happ. Wong flew out to Talk. Go 1, 2, 3. And then in the 7th, Yoshida reached on they called it a single, but initially they gave it an error on Madrigal, who had come in playing second base, had come in for Dansby. And it was just a mess. Another 2-run home run by Raphael. At this point, it was just chaos. They started putting people in. Madrigal came in. Canario came in. And then in the 8th inning, we're just down. We're down 11-0 in the 8th. So Council decides to go position player. So Mervis comes in, and Mervis is pitching. Whew. I don't even know. Let me give you Mervis's line. He does get 2 outs. Mervis gives up 7 hits, 6 runs. It just went on and on. It just they just just batting practice line drives through the gaps and just one right after the next. So it got bad. So much so that Council had to pull Mervis for Patrick Wisdom. So Wisdom came in, pitched the 3rd, got an out. But he gave up a hit and a walk. The 8th inning, it was comic relief initially. Whenever you put a position player in, it's kind of entertaining, like the time Rizzo struck out Freddie Frederick. We all like that. So that went away for me pretty quick. It was ugly, and that is 17-0, and it should have been 25-0 the way it felt. So Brewer's lines for today: he went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, had a strikeout, gave up a home run. His ERA is up to 6.75. So I think we have questions now for me with Luke for sure. Ben Brown is fine. Ben just wasn't on today. I don't think for me Ben Brown's position in the staff changes. He wasn't great, but he we were still in it. But I think the bigger question now is Luke. I don't know how we can trust him. It's like this blow up and the last one were, what are they, a week, 10 days apart at the most. And he just wild. And when he gets wild, it just gets wilder. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And Brewer, he's 6.75. He not great. He's on the fringe. He would probably, for me, be him and Luke at this point. The last guy's in the pen. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. 17-0. It was ugly. But back to the good news. It's 1 loss. We're 17-10. We've got Jordan Wicks going tomorrow. We'll just have to see how we bounce back. First pitch 7:10 Eastern time for the rubber match in Fenway. So guys, that's the news. I believe it or not, I didn't make anything up. It's all true. sad but true. So Sox had 21 hits today, by the way, total. Everybody's batting average went up by 50 points, I'm guessing. So I guess that's it. Guys, thanks for joining me here on a sad occasion at Randy Talks Cubs. We'll regroup, get a good night's sleep, get up ready to go get them tomorrow. So we'll talk to you after the game tomorrow night. Thanks for joining me. Go Cubs, go.